Hey everybody, and today I'm going to talk about Black Desert and Black Desert horses. And this is one of the best horses in Black Desert, and it's only a tier 7, but there's only like, from what I looked at with the guys on for the years total, there's only like 95 tier 8s in the whole game for North America. That's what they listed just a few days ago. So that was for their 1 year anniversary. But this is a tier 7. Now, the reason, and this is a better horse than some tier 8s. Now, the reason is, when you look at this horse, and you look at all the traits, all the skills that it has sprint, it has start accelerate, it has high jump, quick stop, instant accelerate, charge, and you'll see all the little skills that it has. Now, two-seater is nice. It lets you carry a buddy with you, but it doesn't do anything for you. I mean, so you're looking at a horse that you want to get across the map really quick. Well, the first thing you do to get a horse to run fast is just hold down the shift key and then hold down your right mouse button. And that makes the horse run at top speed. So if the horse is at 142, is 146% speed, that's how you get it to run at 146 if it has no other skills. Now, because this one has sprint on it, it'll go 50% faster by holding down the shift key all the time, once you have the sprint maxed out. Now, the instant accelerate kicks in. And when you hit it, you'll notice it turns white and it speeds up to about double speed for 2 or 3 seconds and it stops. Now, if this horse had drift on it, you could actually hit the drift right after the instant acceleration stops and just hit it for just a split second and go back, and you can hit the instant accelerate again and it kills the cooldown. So it makes it even a little bit faster, maybe 10-15 more percent, and you watch me outrun this guy's horse. This is like almost driving a race car in GTA. And you know, it saves you countless times if you have a really great horse to get from one side of the map to the other. And these maps are getting big. And they're fixing them to get a lot bigger. And I realize that they're going to have some airships that come out in a few days. And the airships are really nice. It's supposed to transport you and everything. But then you're going to leave your horse somewhere. And you have to have different horses in different stables. Now, it takes a while to actually get one of these horses unless you're just going to buy it from the breeding market. And you go to the horse market, you go to the stable guy in any one of the major cities, and you can actually talk to them. And if you go down and you look at the stable and you look at the horse market, now you'll have to look all the time because there's horses that go on sale all the time. And if you look, it's like, you know, now there's a tier 6 horse for sale, and if you'll notice, it's a 2-seater, but it doesn't have sprint, it doesn't have instant acceleration, so it's not a fast horse. And when you start taking a horse that's at 150% speed, and then you start multiplying that times 150% for the sprint, and then you start doubling it every now and then, well, it's about 150% because it doubles the speed for the instant accelerate, but it only works about half the time. So what you wind up with is a horse that's running about 300% faster than a normal 100% horse is doing. So you can get around 3 times as fast, and it's really kind of nice to have one of these. And they're hard to find. You may find one that has sprint, but you may not find one that has sprint. But you may find one that doesn't have instant acceleration. You may find one that has instant acceleration but doesn't have sprint. And it's hard to find one with both. And sometimes you'll find a tier 6 one. Well, a tier 6 one is still going to be way better than a tier 8 that doesn't get this. And I've got a friend who's plays Guild Wars, plays Black Desert with me, he's got 2 or 3 of these tier 7s. None of them have sprint, and none of them have instant acceleration. And you'll notice how as it flies down through here, when that little white streak, how much it just speeds up. And you know, the instant acceleration is really important. And so is the sprint, because like when I let off the key, this is how fast the horse is going to run without the sprint. Then if I hit the sprint, it's going to run this fast. And you see that's fairly fast, but then when you hit the instant accelerate, you just blow everything else that's running on the map away. And you can actually make it. And I've heard people say that one of the things they don't like about Black Desert, and I play Guild Wars in different games, and I know some guys, and some of the guys in my guild are from Guild Wars, and I play Guild Wars. But you have the waypoints that you instantly get somewhere in that game. That you don't have that here. And so you need a really fast horse, and a fast horse is the only way of getting around. And I've heard people say, you know, it just takes so long to get from one place to the other. Well, not with a really fast horse. And plus, too, there is one nice thing about it. Every now and then, you've got to take a break from this game. So if you want to take a break, all you have to do is just set your point to where you want your horse to go, hit your T, it's going to follow along the road, it's going to go there, and you don't have to worry about it. And you know, you can get up, get a drink of water, take a bottle break, whatever you need to do, and you're good to go. But these are really great horses to have. And of course, if you come back and it's not there because you went from one side of the map completely to the other with the horse, you know, you can always just speed it back up by hitting the shift and the F key. But anyway, that's my thing about the horses and what you need to look for if you're trying to buy one. And there are tier 5s in the wild now. And if you can get to what I use with a tier 5, and there's always males for sale, but they're really hard to find a good female because females only have one breeding. And people a lot of time will waste the breeding. They'll get the horse to level 3 or 4 or 1, and they'll breed the horse. But you know, you want to try to get a really high tier horse. So what you want to do is take a horse, and you want to try to, and there's a horse calculator online. You want to get them up to around 20 something, 24, 25 level. And you know, then what you want to do, you want to get both of them up there. And you have a better chance of getting a much higher tier horse. There's tier 5s in the wild you can catch even. But you take a tier 5, and then what I did to get this horse, I took a tier 5 and a tier 6 that were around 25 and 30 levels, didn't have any deaths on them, and I bred them together. And it takes a while to get them up, but it takes a lot of experience to max a horse out. So you have to ride the thing a lot, or you just auto loop the thing at night and let it run. And then you get the horse up to the high tier, and of course buy a bunch of carrots, so it feeds the carrots automatically. And then once the horse gets up to the high levels, you breed them together. But then after you breed them together, it's still no guarantee that you're going to get the skills that you want. And I got lucky with this one, and I've got all of the really good skills I really would like to have. I'd like to maybe have had drift on it. Two-seater is not that important to me. I'm not going to be carrying a lot of people around with me. Most everybody in my guild has got horses. Most everybody's got tier 5, tier 6s. They're not quick as this horse is, but that's okay. I mean, you know, they still have some fairly decent horses. And BDO does not lead itself to dungeons. I mean, they've got a dungeon in the desert. But you've got to be like 59 or 60 to even go to that dungeon. So you don't have dungeons you're traveling to in this game. You do have a lot of bosses and a lot of boss scrolls to do, and that does take a little while to get to. And we try to run those on the weekends, but it's not gonna. But the thing about it is, you know, most of the time on BDO, because you don't have dungeons and you're not going into group parties doing this, you're not doing a lot of group activities. I mean, a lot of people just get together and they try to grind out, you know, like Salzans or pirates. And the pirates, you don't even need a horse for that. You need a boat. And so you really, you know, you're doing a lot of stuff on your own to do these little CP quests to get around, because you want to go do those dailies for more CP points. Like I've got you know, over 300 of those. And they get really hard to get at 255, and at 300 they get even harder to get. But you're doing a lot of solo stuff, so you know you want a good horse to get around and make it a lot quicker and a lot easier to, so you don't get bored just riding a horse from one side to the other. And there's all sorts of horses in the wild. There's, you know, there's several of them up by where the frenzies are in the Soldier's Graveyard. There's, you know, several of them south of Heidel. So just go in there and look. You can find yourself wild horses. You can capture those if you want to do it that way. Or, you know, just buy them from the market. For a lot of times from the market, the females have already been bred. Now, you can take a female that's been bred with a horse and with a male horse, but it kills both of them to give you one other good one. But anyway, that's my thing about the horses. If you like my show, please subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed this.